concerned, whatever like that. And this person is not even harmful at all. They're not harming anybody, not causing any problems, but they'll call anyways. Just leave them alone. Girl, I don't care about being blocked. You still ain't blocking me though. You're miserable. I don't care about being rude at all, I promise you. No, I wouldn't. Yeah, it is cold as F. And mind you, I'm pregnant too. I'm pregnant. I have a life that's dependent on me. And what, somebody gonna want me to go outside? Because I'm less fortunate than them, so I can freeze to death? And then my baby at risk too? No, I won't want that. I'm gonna have to put myself in somebody else's shoes. Is that really what I want to do? The holidays is coming up. Do I want to call the police? No. Let me just ask them if they're awake. If they're asleep, I'm not going to disturb them. Thank you, Halo. Sometimes you got to respect people, even if you don't feel like it. Some stuff just easier said. I mean, some stuff is just better left unsaid. Thank you, L'Oreal. I love your name. Sometimes you just gotta walk past people and pray for them. Lord, I ask that you keep them warm and bundled up. And I ask that whatever you're going through, you get them take them out of the mist, out of the storm. Pull them through, Lord. Continue to make sure that they're fed and they have protection over their life, Lord. I don't know what happened, but I ask that you have protection over their life. Can't just judge people. I mean, you can. That's the human thing to do, but that's the worldly thing as well. And it's sin. When it's not hard to just pray for somebody, even for your enemies, even people that pray against you, pray for them anyways. Because that's what we were told to do. The Lord say, pray for thy enemies. And therefore we should do that, and therefore we should be obedient. Again, there is a day and there is a place for people that keep harassing me on this app. And you may not feel like it now, but it's your time coming soon, in due time. And if that don't fear you and don't put fear in your heart, there ain't no way there's nobody can save you, nothing that anybody can say to help you. Because you're just going to have to experience it yourself. But anyways, why are they so pressed about you? I don't get it. Because some people are just evil. Or they miserable with their own life. Or they wish that they had the strength that somebody else. Because people say, oh, why would I hate on you? Sometimes just somebody's strength alone, it don't matter if they're not in a better position. Just their strength alone is what will shake somebody up. And I think my strength is just really bothering a lot of people. The light that I still bring, even with being in this situation, is bothering people and shaking they souls because it's wicked. They spirits ain't sitting right with my spirit because my spirit is shining. And so they come over here, and of course, that's what the enemy do. He come to kill, steal, and destroy. They try to disrupt my peace and get me off topic and catch me off guard, to get me to respond. So, honestly, I'm not wicked. So I can't tell anybody why these people are being so wicked and why they're doing what they're doing. It's $TAIAMONET. That's my charm. I can't pin it, y'all. I can only do one at a time. If a person has never been in the same situation, then what? Hey, they can't show empathy. That's true. But also, always say be mindful and don't be insensitive to try to put yourself in a position of something you can't relate to. So if somebody asks me, and they have before, asked me about marriage advice, I said I'll still give you the advice anyway, but I feel like it's inappropriate for me to be able to tell you what you should do. Even if it's great advice, my advice can help you. It can be great advice. But it's kind of inappropriate for me to do because I'm not married. So I feel like you should go to somebody that's married, but if you still want to hear my opinion, I'll tell you my opinion. Or a place of something else that I can't relate to. I don't know. That was the person that popped up to mind. But say something else that I can't relate to. I'm not going to try to relate to. All I can do is try to give my best advice. But again, say that I'm inexperienced in that, and I don't know what I would do in that situation because I've never been put in that situation to even be able to do anything. Thank you, Ashanti. And so that's why, again, if I feel like it's inappropriate for me to say something, I just don't say it. Because I learned to be humble in that area, period. Because I used to speak about how I felt about domestic violence and what I would do if I ever went through that when I was younger. But when I got older and I actually had to be, I ain't gonna say be humble, because I'm not saying God put me through that. I put myself through that. But, because I was loving the wrong person and stuff, and it's easier said than done to leave. My whole mindset changed for women that has ever experienced domestic violence. Why? Because I actually put myself in that position. But when I didn't experience domestic violence, I kept speaking on what I would have done, and I never did any of the stuff that I felt like I would do. So again, sometimes it's inappropriate to speak on stuff. If I could move to a different state, I would have been gone, y'all. I have helped with people that are willing to help me in different states. Yeah, I just don't have help down here. I'm not allowed to leave. Or else they said it's gonna be hard for me to get my kids back. Thank you, Jarvetta. You're so strong, like a spiritual weightlifter. Thank you. Don't judge a book by its cover. And you never know who you're speaking on. You gotta be careful. I'll say it so many times. That's why I gotta work on going off on these people too. Or whatever like that. Even though I don't be starting first, still he said turn the other cheek, and I don't be doing it. That's where I be messing up at. For real. That is like my biggest weakness. But you might speak on somebody that is so anointed, you ain't even know. And next thing you know, everything going bad for you. Everything. God made you eat every word that you spoke on them. And even if it don't happen immediately, it can happen a little bit down the line. Thank you, Taraya. And if he had to ever put you to experience going through something that you spoke on, because again, I spoke on domestic violence and how I felt about women that went through that, and I was put in the position to actually have to go through that because I spoke badly, and I wish I never did, because then I had to experience it. If you catch yourself ever having to go through something like this because you judge me, remember, just go back to the day. Dang, I wish I never spoke on that person. If you ever had to be humble from this day forward, whatever, in a position like this, 9 times out of 10, you probably went through that because you were talking bad about people. That's just how it works. But then sometimes you may get away with it. But you really don't get away with it. Because if it costs you your soul at the end of the day, you ain't get away with nothing. Just saying. So people don't understand, well, I haven't had to be accountable for anything that I've ever done in life. And so I'm going to keep doing messed up stuff. I'm going to keep on just living me, living worldly sin. Forget what anybody else say. Ain't nothing happened. And then you die and you went straight to hell. Well, right, never say what you will or won't do unless you've been through it. Exactly. Trying to delete DV now. I pray that God give you the strength to get up and leave. Because I see you have a little one. I pray that he helps you get up and leave and give you a plan to be able to leave before it's too late. Because one thing about domestic violence, it only gets worse. Somebody gonna lose their life. It only gets to that point. Somebody gonna lose their life. Either you or your partner. You have to think. I'm not sure if that is your kid. It could be your grandkid. I'm not sure. But you have to think. How would your loved ones feel? And it's easier said than done again. Now that I'm out the situation, I wouldn't even ever put myself back in this situation. Because I'll know the red flags. But you have to think. How would my mama and daddy feel? Or if you have kids, how would my kids feel with me leaving this earth in that way due to a man's hands? A man's hands. You didn't die peaceful. That you would have died very traumatically. You have to want more for yourself. And you have to understand that no matter what they say, God, whether you believe in God or not, He loves you more than any man or woman could ever possibly love you. And that love is just enough. But the moment that you learn how to love yourself first and start loving you, it'll be easier to leave. It will. It will. But when you don't love yourself, and you're trying to prove points to somebody that don't care, you'll find yourself stuck. And I can honestly say, I stayed for I don't know why. Okay? 6.5 years. I stayed for I don't know why. I just could not leave. That's all I know. But I realized again, once I started loving myself and started knowing my worth, I got tired. You have to get to the point where you're tired. You have to be tired enough to not take them back. Started getting so tired. I'm like, I'm tired of going through this. Tired of getting hit. Tired of him being insecure. It just was, he started not being attractive no more. But if you can leave sooner than that, I would suggest that you would try. Try. That's all you can do. And if you go back, don't beat yourself up. Continue to pray. Continue to have hope that you can get out before one of y'all lives are taken. And I pray the same for you. Or before y'all records is messed up. Because my record, well, all my stuff got dismissed, but he was trying to mess up my record. You don't want that type of stuff on your background. So I salute you. And just keep pushing forward. And one day, I pray that you get tired enough to leave. Because he's not the source. He's not the source. And if you're in the mindset, because I stayed in that mindset for so long, he gonna change one day. I know that he was this man before. He gonna do better. That is the tactics of domestic violence cycle with men or women. I have this whole persona of I'm this man, I'm great, I'm perfect, I'm fairy tale man. But it started being domestic because they can no longer hide who they truly are. That's who they are. It's in them. It's in them. Because if it weren't, you wouldn't even have to go through domestic. That is them. They have shown you your true colors. So if it's possible, try not to have the mindset of he'll change, because no, he won't. If he's done it more than one time and never fixed it after that, he is capable of killing you. And that's just that. He's not going to change. It's only going to get worse. And yes, sometimes it will get better for a second, but it'll always get worse. Worse than the last time. So my stuff was verbal. Then it became mentally. Then it became strangulation for the longest. Then after strangulation, it became closed fist. So again, it only get worse. I left and never looked back. I salute you for that. It is the hardest part. I told y'all in my domestic class, they said the average man or woman that has ever experienced domestic violence, they at least left the average. I'm not saying everybody. They have at least left at least 11 times before they really left. 11 times. My sister, one thing my big sister did teach me, and my mother did teach me, because if you look at this spiritually, you believe in God, it say when you take bad habits back or you bring something back, 10 more demons come. So when you leave what's not good for you, a man that's beating you and all that, he got demons. He fighting battles. He fighting battles that you can't see. Spiritually being attacked, right? Because the enemy know your worth. And that's why he's trying so hard to use that person to convince you there is nothing better, so he can take your soul. That's what it is. So every time y'all break up, you get back together, 10 more demons. Remember that. Just think of that. You have to think of that. That used to scare me. I remember one day he said, I'm going to sick my legions on you, which is crazy because I did not know what that meant. And I've been in church all my whole life. I'm like, Mom, he said he's going to sick his legions on me. What does that mean? She said, you need to stay far away from him. That is a group of demons. I'm like, that's crazy. So, anyways, again, when you leave, 10 demons. So every time you take them back, just remember, times 10, plus 10, whatever, every time. I'm glad you made it out. Many don't. I almost didn't. I'm grateful that God was able to take me out of the situation, and I have a testimony. It should have been heartless. I want out so bad. He's broke my back and hip already. You gotta leave. You gotta leave. There was this lady named Erica that used to be my mod on here. He broke her back and all that, and she has to go through back surgery, back pain to this day. And I think they've been divorced for like 10 years. She still, even after leaving, she has still had something that has affected her, and that's going to always affect her in the long run. So if he can break your back, you almost died. You almost died. You almost died. You got to think, is it worth it? And again, easier said than done. Just being put in that position, you know. You gotta keep questioning. You have to keep questioning certain things. Is it worth it? Is the good outweighing the bad? If the good ain't outweighing the bad, and the bad outweigh the good, leave. If you can. But then sometimes when you leave, I don't know. It just depends on how crazy. It just depends on how crazy you are. If you can, leave. If you can. But then sometimes when you leave, I don't know. It just depends on how crazy you are. But then sometimes when you leave, I don't know. It just depends on how crazy you are. If you can. But then sometimes when you leave, I don't know. It just depends on how crazy you are. If you can. But then sometimes when you leave, I don't know. It just depends on how crazy you are. If you can. But then sometimes when you leave, I don't know. It just depends on how crazy you are. If you can. But then sometimes when you leave, I don't know. It just depends on how crazy you are. If you can. But then sometimes when you leave, I don't know. It just depends on how crazy you are. If you can. But then sometimes when you leave, I don't know. It just depends on how crazy you are. If you can. But then sometimes when you leave, I don't know. It just depends on how crazy you are. If you can. But then sometimes when you leave, I don't know. It just depends on how crazy you are. If you to do this. Because sometimes when you leave, they'll stalk you, and then they'll find you, and then, but don't be scared about this. It's better to risk leaving and having a life than to stay in fear in the relationship and lose your life because you were scared. Sometimes you gotta take that extra jump, that extra leap. If I could tell myself that when I was going through it, I would have, But again, when you get tired, you'll leave. You will leave. Most men who hit women are a product of his own environment, abuse as well. All some men know. See, but the thing about it is, when we think of abuse, we think of men. Abuse comes from both genders. A woman can be very abusive, and there's men that can be hitting on their man, and their man ain't never hit them, ever, because they was raised right. They go through the abuse, and the man won't leave. He can't leave, just like we can't. He's stuck in the mindset of not being able to leave, and so he goes through abuse and stuff. And she says the same thing that these men tell us, And so it's vice versa. But people only think that domestic is physical when it's verbal and mental, as well as physical. It's all. You don't have to physically hit somebody to be abusive to them. Once I get out, I'm not coming back. I really pray that for you. Once you leave, don't go back. Don't go back. But you gotta have the strength to be able to leave. Because it's not easy. It's not easy. It takes a very lot of strength. Domestic violence only ends in one way. It's best to leave. Yeah, it only ends in one way if you stay. Again, you're going to be put in a position of him or me. Him or me. Am I going to leave my family behind because I'm going to allow him to keep hitting me? Or I'm going to be tired of it because this man about to kill me. So am I going to choose me today? And choose not to be scared to defend myself? It's up to you. Or should I just leave so I can avoid it? It may be hard. I might think about them. Sometimes I might miss the good times. I might love them and stuff. It's going to take a while for me to heal. I might be traumatized. But I walked away for the sake of both of us. Then one day you'll get over it. I ain't going to say get over it, but you'll learn how to live life without that person. You look at life completely different. Completely different. I don't really do story times on here no more. My story times will be on my YouTube. So if you're not subscribed to my YouTube is Taya Monet, TAIAMONET. The same as up here. It's Taya Monet. Almost got 1,000 subscribers. Stay tuned. My heart goes out to all the people in domestic violence relationships. Exactly. It's people who's still in the relationship. It's people who have left. And those who are trying to leave. I salute all y'all. All y'all. I'm glad I got out. Thank you, Lord. The only way I got out was because he was killed. See, but it might have worked for your greater good. The only way that I got out is him going to jail. Him going to jail. And I've been away from him long enough to where I don't miss him. I don't miss him. In the beginning, when he first would go to jail, I would cry. Because I didn't want that for him. So I would cry and cry and cry and cry and cry. It got to the point where I stopped crying. Why am I crying about him? He effed up my life. And that's not funny, but he messed up some stuff. He got everything taken from me. He did that. I started looking and being able to be isolated to where I can think. Sometimes you got to isolate yourself to be able to think sometimes, you know. When it's chaos and you always being beat, there's no way that you can possibly have no me time to be able to think about stuff that happened on in life. And so I'm like, why am I feeling sorry for him? He ain't feel sorry when he did it. He know that could put him in this position. Can't say that I don't love him still. I'm not in love with him, but I still love him, yeah. But it would never be to the point where I want to ever be back with him. Where I ever want to risk my life with him. None of that. Because when I think of him, it's just like, ugh. But I forgive you. You get what I mean? I don't know. It's spelled exactly like this. They can't be spelled the same because Cash App, you can't have the same cash tags. You just gotta pay attention. Those that's in mental abuse also. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It'll get better. It always do. As long as you leave in time. It always will. Even though you don't think it will. It's going to be hard at first. However, everybody heal differently. So it may be a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, or a couple of months. I was with him on and off for so many years. It just was easier, if that makes sense. It's always off and on with him. That got draining. So when he actually went to jail and stuff, like I said, the first 2 months, I was crying. After that, yeah, ain't no more tears. You think you finally healed? I'm not completely healed, no. But I'm healed enough that if he tried to use his manipulation, his tactics, it wouldn't work. When he get out of jail, which is going to alert me when he do, I'm changing my number. He's going to have zero access to me. There's no access. When I get my kids back, there's no co-parenting. There's none of that. I don't want to co-parent. You got my kids put in the system. Yeah, ain't no co-parenting. If you want to see your kids, you're going to have to go through the courts. If he don't lose his rights, because I don't even feel like he would do his classes, so... Once he loses right, he just ain't got. He just won't be able to see him at all. But if he do finish the classes when he get out for his kids, then he will have to go through the courts because I'm not dealing with him. I don't believe him. Once a manipulator like that, always a manipulator. Always be good at what they do, and it's very believable at times. I don't ever want to put myself in that position again. And that's why I am not dating. It's the one with the... Oh, wait. What's the camera noise? It's the alarm. You're so pretty. Thank you. I already got a protection order on him. Can't call me. That's why I said I'm going to change my number. And I'm already, when he get out and stuff and I move, I'm already on that non-disclosure stuff. So my address will never be on public records because I went through domestic violence. So there's no way that somebody could type my name and figure out where I live. It's not happening. So, yeah. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a form that you fill out, and there's no way that nobody can figure out where I'm at. They can't even get the last numbers that I had. That's why when y'all try to look up my numbers right now, y'all can't look it up because my number is on that list. Thank you, Nija. I'm not sleeping here. I'm at a building. It's supposed to be enclosed. I think they just busy. And that man, he told me to be quiet because he was in a meeting. So he might still be in a meeting. Thank God, because if he wasn't, I probably would have had to been outside. My nose is it red? I mean, if it's red, it's probably because I was itching it earlier today. I don't know. Thank you for telling us about that because I need that. You're welcome. Just know that everything's going to be okay. Yep, it's going to be okay. And so, anyways, anybody that has ever went through domestic, yes, you can have that form. You got to figure out what place it is in your state. I want to say it's an NDA form, but I might be wrong. But yeah, all you have to do is explain what it does, and they'll be able to direct you. Because if you went through domestic, they for sure do that to protect you from losing your life. And it is free if you go to the right place. Nope, I'm not in the room. I'm still at the place where I visit with my kids. They're supposed to close at 8 o'clock. But they ain't closed. Everything already locked. So if I leave out, I'm stuck. Like, I couldn't get back in. But, yeah. Probably like Victims Assurance Program that's contacting me for my restraining order. Where you get your restraining order, it probably is, because that's the same place that I went to go get my restraining order, or VPO, or whatever you want to call it, and stuff. And they told me about that, like, do you want to be put on the list and all that? I was like, yeah. I have 3 and 1 on the way. He said, strength and believe in yourself will get you through. Thank you. Thank you for those who subscribe. Welcome to my channel. Welcome, welcome. And thank you for those who gifted me. I'm at the pause y'all real quick to see if I at least raised enough to be able to go to the place where my belongings are. And then I can just sleep in the hallway. Again, I just hope nobody called the police on me because, again, people are just cruel. I hope they don't tell that you're still here and need you to be safe inside somewhere. What are you talking about, dude? What? But yeah, I'm about to go buy my clothes and stuff. And, well, I don't even have clothes. This is the only outfit that I got. Buy all of my stuff. I just gotta make sure that I raised enough to be able to get over there. And if I did, that's where I'm finna head to. Because I'll be in the lobby. And at least I can sleep out in the hall in the lobby and hope that no one calls the police on me. You said, what you waiting to do? I'm not waiting to do nothing. Not tired of being used, and you ain't never helped me in your life. There's no way that you can be used if you never even helped me. It's not possible. It's actually impossible. Y'all had enough. And I still got a little bit left towards my hotel. We almost halfway on my hotel cost. So I guess that's a good thing. And if I don't get it paid for or raised for tonight, at least if I try to raise in the morning, I'll still have that. No, I don't have enough raised. So I'm not there yet. I'm still at the place. I'm burning my eye. That burnt. Goodness gracious. I think they gave me a new driver. They just said it was a woman and now it's a man. I still need quite a few more to raise, honestly, because I still gotta pay a deposit. But not only that, I'm not even halfway there, but I'm almost halfway, which is a good thing, I guess. There ain't nobody out here. Yeah. Yeah, my driver got changed. I had a girl driver, but I guess the guy was closer. They was literally the same distance away. I don't know why. That's weird, but no, it's not 70 get there. It's 70 in general. It'd be like $70. Yeah. Yeah, to get there and back. That's how much it be costing me. Thank you, Kira. Yeah, I know, right? No, I'm hungry. And everything finna close soon, but I'm not even about to be stressing about that. If I can get into a room, then I can just warm up. I bought some noodles. If my stuff is still there, I don't even know if my stuff's still there, but I got some noodles. I can just eat on my noodles and not have no issues. And when I get in my ride, I'm gonna have to end the live. But I'm gonna get back on as soon as I make it. And the only reason I do that is because these people I might stay on for like a quick second, but these people be trying to figure out what the distance of where I'm at. Like, it's weird. Like, they try to see how long it take me to get somewhere. And then if they actually found my location, found out the area that I'm in, they'll try to find places that's in that same distance, if that makes sense. So when I used to work at Topgolf, I used to walk an hour to work. They went and saw places that was where Topgolf was, apartments that were in that walking range, and they end up, this is weird, figuring out one of my where my apartments was, because my apartments was originally doxed. Like, my location was doxed, but it got removed. And then when people were like, okay, well, her stuff is removed, let's figure out where she at. And that's how they found me the second time. It's just weird. It's just weird. They here, hold on, y'all. And it's weird. I be having to put y'all on mute the whole time, and then I be talking to y'all and they be looking at me weird. But I'll see y'all later. I'm about to head to where my belongings are. I'll come back on live as soon as I make it there. And yeah, hopefully I can raise for this room tonight. If not,